Hello children, welcome to Standard 9 icse biology classes. Today we'll continue with the chapter Cell, the unit of life. Today we'll discuss about the subtopics protoplasm, difference between plant cell and animal cell, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, and every activity of an organism is the outcome of cellular activity. We know that cell is the fundamental, structural and functional unit of life. A cell consists of three main parts. They are the cell membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus. And this cytoplasm and the nucleus, which constitutes the living matter of the cell, is called the protoplasm. Protoplasm is a translucent fluid, somewhat colorless, grayish or brownish. The chemical composition of protoplasm is very complex. It varies a little from one cell to another, although the common elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, iron and phosphorus are the same in all cells. These elements are in the form of specific compounds such as water, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and mineral salts. However, it is also true to say that it is impossible to make an accurate chemical analysis of protoplasm because it ceases to be a protoplasm as soon as it is removed from the organism. Now, let us move on to the next subtopic, difference between plant cell and animal cell. The main structural differences between plant cell and animal cell are: a cell wall made up of cellulose is present in plant cell whereas it is absent in animal cell. Centrosome is not present in plant cell but it is present in animal cell. In plant cell, vacuoles are prominent and one or more, but in animal cell, vacuoles, if present, are small and temporary and mainly concerned with excretion or secretion. Plant cells usually contain plastids, but animal cells do not contain plastids. Now let's study the quantitative differences. The plant cells are usually larger with distinct outlines, whereas the animal cells are usually smaller with less distinct boundaries. In plant cell, the cytoplasm is not so dense, but in animal cells, the cytoplasm is denser and more granular. In plant cell, only a thin lining of cytoplasm, which is mostly pushed towards the periphery, is found because of the presence of larger vacuoles. But in animal cell, the cytoplasm fills almost the entire cell. Let's revise the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Cell wall is present in plant cell but is absent in animal cell. Centrosome is present in animal cell but is absent in plant cell. In plant cells, the vacuoles are large and prominent, but in animal cell, if present, they are very small. Plant cells usually contain plastids, but animal cells do not contain them. The cytoplasm in plant cell is not so dense, but in animal cell, it is denser and more granular. In plant cell, the cytoplasm is found only as a thin lining which is mostly pushed towards the periphery. But in animal cell, the cytoplasm fills almost the entire cell. Now next we'll study about the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. A prokaryotic cell does not have a well-defined nucleus, whereas a eukaryotic cell contains a well-defined nucleus with a nuclear membrane. Only a single length of nucleic acid is found in a prokaryotic cell, whereas in a eukaryotic cell, several lengths of genetic material containing DNA wound around certain proteins are found. Prokaryotic cell contains small ribosomes, whereas eukaryotic cell contains larger ribosomes. Prokaryotic cell, being primitive cells, do not contain other cell organelles, whereas eukaryotic cells, which are well developed, contain several organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, etc. Now let's revise the differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. A prokaryotic cell has no well-defined nucleus, whereas a eukaryotic cell has a well-defined nucleus with a nuclear membrane. A single length of only nucleic acid is found in prokaryotic cell, whereas in eukaryotic cell, several lengths of genetic material called chromosomes containing DNA are found. Prokaryotic cell contains small ribosomes, whereas eukaryotic cell contains larger ribosomes. No other cell organelles are found in prokaryotic cell, whereas in eukaryotic cell there are several cell organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, centrosome, chloroplast, etc. Now let's go through some examples of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Bacteria and blue-green algae are examples of prokaryotic cells, and examples of eukaryotic cells are euglena, amoeba, paramecium, etc., and all plant and animal cells. Now, let's move on to our last subtopic, that is, every activity of an organism is the outcome of cellular activity. All organisms grow due to the growth in size and increase in the number of cells as a result of cell division. Repair of our injured cells or regeneration of a lost part is due to cell division. Movement of the body is due to contractility of the cells or the cellular parts. Animals walk, run, jump, swim or fly with the help of muscles which move the bones. Both muscles and bones are also made up of cells. Flow of blood in blood vessels and passage of food in the gut are the result of muscle cell contractions. Feathers help the birds to fly, and these feathers are also product of cells. The drooping of leaves of the sensitive plant on touching and their subsequent recovery to stand out is due to the activity of the cells at the base of the leaves. In plants, the bending movement of roots towards water or gravity, or movements of stem towards light or away from gravity are due to the activities of the cell, that is, unequal growth in the cells. Closing of stomata of leaves at night and the opening of petals in a flower are all due to changes in the water content of their cells. All the steps of feeding and nutrition is the result of cellular activities. Respiratory gases are transported from the lungs to other parts of the body by the blood cells. The body protects itself from disease-causing germs through certain cells called WBCs, which engulf the germs or which give out antibodies and antitoxins to kill them or to neutralize their effects. We see, hear, smell, taste or feel the sensation of touch, pain, heat, cold, etc. through our sensory cells. We maintain our body heat by cellular activity and we cool it when hot by sweating from skin gland cells. All organisms produce their young ones through the activity of cells. To be specific, reproductive cells. In plants, the root cells absorb water and nutrients from the soil, and the stem cells conduct the food and water to different parts of the plant. Plants require sunlight for photosynthesis, and sunlight is trapped by the green leaf cells of the plant. Flowers attract insects and birds for pollination and fertilization by their color contained in the petal cells or by the nectar secreted by the cells. From this, we can conclude that there is not even a single activity in the body of an organism which is not carried out by the cells. With this, we come to end of today's session. Now it's time for home assignment. Thank you.